Hello and welcome to this channel, Authentic Rudraksh. Before I start with the first video or the first session on this channel, I would like to mention the reason behind starting this channel. After having garnered significant pieces of information regarding Rudraksha and having known how people are getting cheated in the name of Rudraksha, the Ekamukhi or the 21 Mukhi, and how people are losing faith and browsing for the information available on net, whether in the form of the YouTube channels or the documents or the PDF files that are available. I felt that there are very few channels which are exclusively dedicated to Rudraksha, and there must be one which can be comprehensive, not only in terms of the availability of various Rudraksha and their pricing, but also other significant pieces of information with the texts that quote the importance of the respective Rudrakshas. So this is going to be the first session, and I will refrain from disclosing what would come up in the forthcoming sessions. This is the introductory video where I will talk about what the Rudraksha is and how it differs from the other fake beads that are available in the market, and a little more about Rudraksha very soon. So, Introduction to Rudraksha is the PDF PPT that I have prepared so that those who want to take notes can also take it down. Just for the ease of presentation, I'm using PowerPoint. So many of you know that according to mythology or according to the religious texts, Hindu religious texts, it is believed that Rudraksha has originated from the tears of Lord Shiva. If you have read the Shiva Purana or if you have heard discourses on Shiva Purana, you would be knowing that the Rudraksha is the physical manifestation of Lord Shiva. A Rudraksha is equal to Lord Shiva. That is probably to tell you the quantum of positive energy the Rudraksha possesses. Now, this Rudraksha is Eliocarpus ganitus. Eliocarpus is the genus. Botanically, Eliocarpus genus has got several species, 450, around 450 species or more than that. The genus is same, and when you change the species name, you end up with other seeds, other berries, and the seeds inside them, which are similar to Rudraksha in structure to some extent. But they don't possess the same powers which are claimed by the texts which talk about Rudraksha. So there are many species, and I will come to that a little later. So this is an evergreen tree, and the height is around 50 to 80 feet. You can see these leaves. This is how the leaves look like. This is the arrangement of the leaves, and these are the flowers of the tree. And these berries that you are seeing, these are the fruits inside which you see the seed. That is what is the Rudraksha. Now you open this and then you will end up with this, but it's not so easy. You will have to soak this in water and then you open. Then you will see a lot of fiber inside these grooves of the Rudraksha. I will tell you a little more about these Rudraksha in the forthcoming slide. So this is the color of the berries. They will be green when they're initially, they're not ripe. When they're not ripe, they're unripe, they're green in color. When they ripen, they turn blue. And when they are dried up, they become brown. So I will show you those pictures also. So this is how the tree looks. So where do you see these Rudraksha trees? You see them in various countries. Prominently, you see them in Nepal, In India, in certain regions, you all know when you go to Haridwar, there will be many people coming to sell the Rudraksha, and you must be knowledgeable enough to identify whether that is a real Rudraksha or a fake one. So you get them in the Himalayan region and also in some parts of South India, Indonesia, Malaysia, Thailand, and some other countries also, but prominently these are the places from where you get the Rudraksha. And you come to the habitat conditions, tropical and subtropical climates, good rainfall and well-drained soil is what is essential. So if you ask me if you can grow Rudraksha in your house, well, yes, you can grow. But just growing the tree is not enough to get the kind of Rudraksha you actually want. So why so? Why is that? There is a lot of difference in the prices of different Rudraksha. All those will be covered in the future sessions. So the Rudraksha tree, it produces berry-like fruits, as I told you. See, the unripe ones, they are green in color. I have taken the images from internet for the sake of demonstration. These are not photographs that I have taken. These are from the internet, but I did not have time to put the references. I have picked them up from the internet. So the diameter of the fruits is around 1 to 3 centimeters, and every fruit contains a hard seed. Because it is a hard seed, for people to cheat is very easy because they simply take a hard cork and then they carve it to the kind of structure they want. Even that is not easy, but then that doesn't have any power. So it contains a hard seed, and most importantly, when you take the Rudraksha that you get from Nepal, yeah, that will have a natural hole at the center, and you will have ridges. I will show that a little later. So these are the colors of the berries when they are unripe, they're ripe, and then they're dried up. So after drying, you have to you have to remove this outer skin and the pulp. So the pulp actually clogs the central channel also. There is a hole or the channel in every Rudraksha that you get from Nepal, but the channel is a little blocked with the pulp, the kind of debris. And if you just use a small piercing structure like this safety pin, even this you can simply just put it inside that and the channel will be clear. So you don't have to really drill a hole into it. And that is what makes it very important. So inside the fruit, the seed that is present is called a Rudraksha bead. And if you take the cross sections, if you cut it, you see what you're seeing here are the seeds. These are the slots where the seeds would sit. So the Rudraksha that you take will have a central channel, and then you will have ridges. You will have lines like this, ridges, depending on which you have the categorization. So see, this has how many facets does this have? Because you have a line here, a line here, a line here, a line here, and a line here. This divides this into, see, this is one facet, the second facet, third, fourth, and count it anyway, clockwise or anti-clockwise. You see five different facets. This picture also I have taken from internet to demonstrate. So this is called a Panchamukhi Rudraksha because you have five facets. They can be six, they can be seven, they can be eight, they can be nine, they can be 10, they can be 11, 12, so on. So as many lines of the ridges are formed, so many facets would be formed. And after seven, the price goes on increasing. The price increases with respect to the rarity of the bead. Of all the beads that you take, Panchamukhi is the most common. And whether you have different trees for different Rudrakshas, like Panchamukhi, one tree for Panchamukhi, one tree for Saptamukhi, or you have the same tree which bears the different Rudrakshas, these things I will cover in the future sessions. So you can have the Rudraksha ranging from 1 Mukhi to 21 Mukhi. 1 Mukhi is the one which is most controversial. The actually you the when you go to any temple, if somebody sells you a one Mukhi Rudraksha saying that this is from Nepal, You shouldn't believe. Even the vendors in Pashupatinath temple, they will tell you, though they are in Nepal and they obviously will have access to all kinds of Rudraksha, they will tell you if somebody gives you a one-mukhi Rudraksha and tells you that this is the one-mukhi of Nepal, please don't believe them. So it is the rarest of the rare, and now it is just not possible to get it. So the lakhs of rupees are being spent on buying a fake Vanmukhi Rudraksha, and then your disbelief starts. You say that the Rudraksha don't work. They do work for different people when worn as they are to be, and there are people with different experiences, all positive experiences, and it all depends on the kind of Rudraksha you have access to and how authentic it is. So if you are ending up with a fake Rudraksha, possessing a fake Rudraksha, wearing a fake Rudraksha, then making any kinds of comments on the authenticity of the powers of Rudraksha is incorrect. That is my opinion. I don't want to indulge in any controversy though. So this is how you classify them. Now, you also see if you open the Meesho site, you will see 14 Mukhi Rudraksha, 300 rupees, 21 Mukhi Rudraksha, 267, or some prices. They look very similar to Rudraksha. But the thing is, they are not Rudraksha, they are Badraksha. They look very similar because the genus is the same. It is Heliocarpus, but the Rudraksha that you see, the Rudraksha of Nepal and some that you see in Indonesia, they are Heliocarpus ganitris. Now, Badraksha, the genus is same, it is Heliocarpus, but it is not ganitris. The species is different. And those beads don't possess any spiritual power. There's no mention of Badraksha anywhere as being powerful or equal to Lord Shiva or anything. There's no traditional significance attributed to Badraksha. And this is how the berries look like. And these will not have a central hole. The natural hole that you see in the Nepalese Rudrakshas, you don't see in Badraksha. The hole is to be made. You drill a hole into it, and when you drill a hole into it, then it actually has no power. It's equal to any piece of wood. So broadly, the differences between Rudraksha and Bhadraksha are the species is different. Rudraksha is Heliocarpus ganitris, whereas Bhadraksha you have Heliocarpus lancifolius, Sikimensis. There are other species also, but they are definitely of the same genus, but the species are different. So when you look at the shape, the Rudraksha will be round and the natural lines can be seen. And Bhadraksha are often irregular. They are not so organized. The surface has deep natural grooves in Rudraksha, and Bhadraksha, they're shallow artificial lines because they are made by making an incision, a kind of a cut. See, if you have a five-mukhi Rudraksha, even if it is not Bhadraksha, let us say it is Rudraksha only. A five-mukhi can also be made into eight-mukhi or nine-mukhi by simply increasing the number of those grooves by making a cut. So whether it is a natural groove or it is made by an incision, you get to know when you observe it. And the distance, the uniformity of the facets also when you observe. That's one way. But there are more authentic ways of identifying whether a Rudraksha is a real one or a fake one. That I will cover in future videos. So this Rudraksha, as I showed you in the picture, it is blue when ripe, but Bhadraksha doesn't possess that color, and there are no sacred powers attributed to Bhadraksha, as in case of Rudraksha. So these Rudrakshas are used in the Japamalas, or they are worn as bracelets. There are certain number of beads that must be used for the powers to be felt. 13, 33, 108. So depending on for what purpose you are using, you have certain number of beads that are to be worn. Even a single one does work, but then to get more of the same effect, To increase the magnitude, you need to increase the number of beads, and there is a certain number also. So they are, not only are they used for meditation and other spiritual practices, they are also used to charge water. Normally, the mineral water that you drink has got no minerals in it. If you want minerals in the water that you drink, a daily recommendation is you take cardamom, cloves, any of these spices, you put them in 1 liter of bottle, and then you keep drinking that water. You get all the minerals you like, you want. Now, even Rudraksha, even if you get Panchamukhi Rudraksha, put them in water, and the entire day, little by little, you can keep sipping that water. So that is one way to charge water. Charged water, there are the various methods. You expose the water to sunlight. That's charged water. So there are various methods. However, Rudraksha can also be used to charge water. So this is the first session on this channel, and it is maybe too early to ask for subscription, but then that doesn't stop me from saying so. So do subscribe. Next session onwards, we will be talking about one Mukhi Rudraksha to 21 Mukhi Rudraksha, one in each session. I will also be talking about the pricing. You can compare the prices of the Rudraksha that are available on other sites, and I don't insist on procuring them from us. Well, that is your choice, but wherever you buy from, be careful and try to procure the authentic Rudraksha. So thanks for watching. I'll see you again in the next session. Um, Please subscribe and then press the bell icon so that as soon as I upload the next video, tomorrow I'll be talking about the Vanmukhi Rudraksha, the so-called Vanmukhi Rudraksha of Nepal, which is actually not there. But then there are alternatives to it. What are those alternatives? What are the pricings? Whether we have them or not? If we do, what is the time that will be taken to make that bead reach you? All those details also will be covered. So wait for the next session. And if you haven't subscribed till now, please do.